Hello?
My wife, she's not breathing.
Your wife is not breathing?
It's found her in the shower.
And she passed away?
On April 24th, 2018, this chilling 911 call was made by 55-year-old David Tronas. He sounds devastated over the death of his wife, 39-year-old Shanti Cooper Tronas. But behind the grief was a twisted truth waiting to surface.
Did you harm Shanti in any way?
Absolutely not.
Did you choke her?
Absolutely not.
Did you strangle her?
Without question, no.
Did you beat her?
No.
Did you hit her with anything?
Absolutely not.
David believed he could manipulate the detectives and get away clean, but what he didn't expect was how quickly his lies would begin to unravel, exposing the disturbing reality behind Shanti's murder.
So her body's not lying to us.
Of course not.
And neither are her injuries. But there's something that happened between the two of you before you left that house.
On the evening of April 24th, 2018, something dark was brewing in Orlando, Florida. David Tronas returned from a morning walk with his dogs, only to find his wife, Shanti, lying dead in the bathtub. At first glance, it seemed she had slipped and sustained injuries that ultimately led to her death. However, when forensic experts arrived at the scene, they made a shocking discovery. Shanti's death was actually caused by blunt force trauma, completely contradicting David's initial account. David immediately became the prime suspect as he was the last person to see her alive. He voluntarily came to the police station to find answers of all the unsettling questions about his wife's death. But little did he know that his search for answers in a crime he was directly connected to would soon backfire, as the detectives got ready to rip apart his tearful narrative.
I'm Detective Teresa Sprague, and this is Detective Barb McClelland.
Hey.
First of all, on behalf of the Orlando Police Department, we want to say how sorry we are for your loss, David, and also for everything that you're going through. I know this is very traumatic for you, okay? And it's just a terrible, terrible thing. Did you meet her here or there?
No, why?
No, okay. I'm sorry. I know. Take your time. I'm so sorry. Can you tell me what year that was?
It was 2013.
2013 is when you met online?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been only a few minutes in the interrogation room, and David has already begun spinning a web of lies to hide the dark secrets he's been keeping since his relationship with Shanti began to crack. He would spin a plethora of lies, putting on an act under the illusion that it would set him free. But he's unaware of the tactics awaiting him, carefully laid out by detectives both seasoned with years of experience in domestic violence cases.
Cap about how you all met. I know you met on Match.com, and about 5 months of, what would it be, telephone texting?
We just started every other weekend flying.
Oh, back and forth.
So
Okay.
I came down the first time, then she came up, and I don't know if it was perfectly sequential like that the whole time, but for the most part, until September, I spent a couple weeks here, and she was living with her parents at the time because she had recently divorced Jim, Jackson's dad.
Okay.
And so she needed them to, she was traveling a lot for her job at that point, so she needed them to take care of him on the days that she had initial custody.
Okay.
It was, it was beyond acrimonious. I mean, they were at each other's, for quite a while, and
At each other how?
vindictive and mean and nasty things to Jackson, kind of thing, and blaming each other. Shanti had an affair, and she said it was because Jim had been cruel, mean, to her, and he found out, and
What happens when you enter the home? Is anything unusual? When you enter the garage apartment?
So I could hear the water is running, but it's not running. It's not like the sound of a shower running. It's just, it's trickling out of the spout, which is weird because, the only time that she does that is if she's going to take a shower. She would do that to heat the water heaters affixed to the outside of the main house. So it's a long run to get up to that bathroom. It takes a couple minutes. So she normally turns it on, then gets undressed, gets her clothes, does a few things, and then jumps in after it's hot and steaming. But I don't see her. And so we always, when we step in, we always say hello at the bottom of the stairs. So I listen, because if she's on the phone with a work call, I don't announce myself. I just walk upstairs. I didn't hear her. I could hear the water. I couldn't hear her. I knew something was wrong. And that's when the bathroom was very slow.
Because you heard the water and didn't hear her, you felt something was
It's
wrong?
one room. I went upstairs. I don't hear her talking on the phone. So I say hello. I don't hear anything back. I can hear water running. She's not saying anything. Doesn't seem right. Sometimes it is hard if you have the water running to hear somebody out there. So that was my assumption.
Okay, so it's one room. You don't see her?
Until
Is
I
that
get
what
to
you're
the bathroom.
Okay. Is the bathroom door open or closed?
Open.
Open? Okay. And so you walk toward the water that you're hearing?
Yeah, walking to the bathroom.
Okay. The door's open, and what happens? What do you see?
I see her laying at the right. The water is running, but I don't think the drain is closed, because if it was, it would be going over, right? So the water's like half full. She's submerged partially, but she's also partially not submerged, and one of her legs is kind of sticking up and out a little bit. And it's just extremely awful, and it doesn't look natural. Obviously, she fell or something happened.
Unlike victims who describe their stories emotionally, David's narration is filled with unnatural pauses and lacks empathy, as if he's crafting the story as he goes. Whether it's a strong need to manipulate or simply an attempt to divert the detectives, David doesn't seem to succeed. But one critical detail stands out. He mentioned that water was trickling when he arrived home. This could be seen as a tactic to mislead investigators and downplay his role, suggesting that Shanti could have drowned in the bathtub. Though this seemed like a minor point, it would later work against him in the interrogation. The detectives act as if they're buying his stories, nodding along, but little does he know that all his gestures and words are being carefully analyzed. And at the perfect moment, their fierce approach will come to the surface.
I tried to pick her up. I turned the water off. I tried to pick her up. She's stiff. It's hard.
She's stiff?
It's hard to pick her up. She's not. It's like a sack of potatoes, it's not easy. She's not moving with me. I grabbed her arms and kind of pulled her this way. And over, I think partially over, and that's when I realized that I wasn't going to be able to carry her. I tried to pull her. I was being as careful as I could. And at the same time, I wanted to get her out of the water. I was screaming, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I pulled her out into the other room, and I didn't know what to do. It was hard to move her that way, so I turned her. And I held on to her wrists. I thought that I was still thinking that there's something I can do to help. I'm kind of moving her, trying to get her, to shake her a little bit and trying to get the water out of her lungs. I got her in front of the couch, and I had to stop. I put her down, and I tried to lift her head up to kind of clear, like, I guess it's the thing you do if you're going to do CPR or something. And she's not responding. She has blood coming down her face and on the side of the body. And I'm still thinking I'm still thinking that she's going to be okay. I got the, we had taken the mattress pad off the bed. I set the mattress pad down underneath her, and I set her on it, and I tried to lift her. And I wiped. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what had happened. I had a towel that I had used to pull her out of the shower or out of the tub with. I tried to wipe off to see what was.
Where was the blood coming from?
The left side of her face. Here on her cheekbone. The cut on her cheek.
There's a cut on her cheek? Okay. And you're pointing to the right side?
Her eye is all bruised all the way around.
And that she has blood coming from a cut on her face?
Underneath that eye. On the same side. And she has blood along under her nose.
His choice of words here rarely shows any sympathy. Instead, phrases like sack of potatoes highlight his detachment from his dead wife even further. Yet he tries to portray himself in a positive light, mentioning that he felt helpless while trying to pull her out of the water. But little does he know that every bit of his story will be challenged later, because detectives never saw it as an accident, but as a homicide. Moreover, the details of the wounds and the evidence conveyed more than he claimed. David doesn't realize he's walking straight into the detective's trap, and by the time he does, it'll be far too late.
So, was the mattress cover off because it had blood on it already? From the... You're nodding.
We did everything.
Okay, what do you feel as though Shanti, what might have cost her her life? What do you think happened? What do you think is her cause of death?
I think that she did at some point, and I don't know if it was at the point that she went back upstairs around 9:15, or if she went back upstairs and did something else, and then decided to take a shower. But I think at some point she decided, I'm going to take a shower, and she stepped in and turned the water on, like she always does, to let it heat up. And that's the point that I think something went wrong. Either she slipped, or she fell, or she blacked out, or something caused her to collapse.
The detectives observe a sudden shift in David's demeanor. He suddenly pretends to be saddened while recounting the traumatic details, yet not a single tear is seen by the detectives. But what follows next is something about Shanti's injuries, details that don't quite add up. These inconsistencies are about to catch up with him, unraveling a narrative he's been trying hard to construct since the beginning, and the detectives will soon introduce something into the conversation that challenges his lies, a disturbing truth that became the central point in their fractured relationship.
Does she feel as though you don't listen to her?
No, I don't think so. She knows how to say.
That if you would do it her way, things would go smoothly? No. So you say you last argued on Saturday about you getting ready to go to Max's house and when you were going to leave, etc. Has any fight ever turned physical between the two of you?
No.
Okay. Has she ever hurt you, hit you, struck you, threw anything at you?
No.
No. Have you ever harmed her physically?
No.
Choked her?
No.
Strangled her?
No.
No. Have you ever strangled her or choked her during just for height? Some couples do that.
Absolutely not. No.
Absolutely not. Okay. Was there ever anything around her neck that you noticed during you removing her from the tub or attempting CPR? Was there anything around her neck at all?
No.
Okay.
No necklace. No. No, nothing.
Nothing. Okay. Did you ever, if in your assessment of her or attempt to help, have your hand on her neck at all?
Sure. Underneath, behind her.
Behind her
Like-
head?
Like that.
To do
and
the
then-
head tilt chin lift?
Sure. And then also to feel for the pulse of the patient.
Okay. Did you ever have your hand on her neck where you would have had to have squeezed it for any reason?
Possibly when I was trying to pull her out of the tub.
Tell me what happened.
As I was trying to turn her over, I might have put my hand under her arm or on the side of her head to try to turn her like that.
She would have been, as we know now, deceased at that point?
Yes.
Okay. So prior to her being deceased, do you have any reason to have your hands around her throat?
No, absolutely not.
That did not happen.
Absolutely not.
Okay. What do you think caused, or what do you think the injury is to her eye, the discoloration in this one?
I don't know. I don't know. I thought that she struck that side of her face because it seemed that she had the cut here and that was underneath the eye. It seemed like whatever it was, however she fell or whatever she hit, that probably happened at the same time.
The cut and the eye injury? Yeah. Do you think there's any sort of significant injury to her eye itself or to the bones around her eye at all?
I don't have any reason to think so.
Okay.
The detectives shift the conversation to Shanti's neck, where she had been strangled, an obvious contradiction to David's previous claim. Not a hint of remorse is visible on his face while discussing the wounds Shanti sustained, a classic trait of a textbook narcissist. This lack of sympathy raises even further suspicion, leaving the question of whether he views her death as a tragic separation or something he had long awaited. Sensing the detectives closing in, he spirals into a series of lies, desperately trying to manipulate them. But they're about to reveal the shocking reality behind David's serious conflict with Shanti, a disturbing past he'll fail to hide.
So she was asking you about whose idea it was to rip the floor out, and you kind of ended up talking about the contractor. So were you both in agreement with having to take it out, or was it more like one person's idea than the other?
It was the contractor's idea, and it was the designer's idea originally. And neither one of us wanted to have to do it. Both of us wanted to keep it, and that's probably why we hired Keith. And I don't think it's fair to say that either one of us are happy about that. Mm-hmm. Both of us were upset, but we also both wanted that endpoint. Mm-hmm. Both wanted that resolved.
David's claim that there'd been no argument between the couple regarding the house renovation was accepted by the detectives, but it was all just a ploy. A later investigation would reveal that the house had become a shell, hollow from the inside. This unraveling began when Shanti stepped back from appearing on the TV show David was obsessed with. Moreover, David had lied to Shanti about his financial situation, claiming he owned between $4 and $6 million. But during the renovation, the truth came to light. Shanti was the one funding the project through her software business, while David was merely a bystander. The reason behind David's obsession, along with Shanti's refusal to appear on the show, would soon be uncovered. But first, the detectives are about to confront him more aggressively about the injuries Shanti sustained.
Her injuries, to me, David, seem really significant. More significant than from a soft tissue fall. More significant than from me tripping and falling and hitting my head and being knocked unconscious. Not only are they more significant than a fall, but they're inconsistent with a fall. It's just not accurate. Okay. Shanti did not fall and get those injuries.
Okay.
Without question. Okay. They're much more significant than that. And it's inconsistent with her injuries hitting and striking anything. That is just inaccurate. Okay. Her injuries are very severe. Okay. So the trouble I'm having with your story is you're there. Well, first of all, you're not really sharing the same residence. You're kind of living downstairs. She's living upstairs with her son. But her son's not there. So even when her son's not there, you're still not sleeping together. You're not in the same residence. So
during the day,
spending a lot of time apart, it seems, a little bit. But then conveniently you're away for a while and you come back and you find her like this. And you've had some pretty answers for just about everything we've talked about. Consistent, elaborate, detailed answers for everything we've talked about. The issue I'm having with is I absolutely think that she was deceased before you left to go to the park. And I think whatever happened to her happened before you went to the park. Okay. Do you know how long it takes someone to get stiff?
I do.
Okay, I do. Do you know how long it takes for blood to pool when you die?
No, I don't.
I do. We're also very well trained in what injuries look like perimortem, mortem, and postmortem.
Sure.
Okay? So her body's not lying to us.
Of course not.
And neither are her injuries. Okay? So I think that you've told us a significant amount of information. You've been very cooperative. But I also think that you've left some stuff out.
Wow.
And I think you've left some stuff out that is maybe something got out of hand. Maybe you didn't need for it to happen. Maybe you got upset. Maybe, but there's something that happened between the two of you before you left that house. Because she was deceased, or on her way to being deceased, before you left that house. And she had been deceased while you were gone. And when you came back and found her, it's pretty evident that she was deceased.
Yeah.
Cold, stiff,
Yeah.
significant swelling,
Yeah.
and a lot of bloating.
Great.
Okay? So whatever happened between 7 and 9:30 to 9:45 is where I need you to be significantly more honest. Now, if there's an explanation, I want to hear it.
I told you everything.
But you've left out something, David, because this woman has significant injuries. Okay, this is not from a fall. So I need you to explain to me and Detective McClellan what happened this morning before you left to take the dogs.
It was exactly as I stated. It wasn't, I haven't left one thing.
Detective Teresa Sprague initiated a direct confrontation, but rather than facing the weight of his actions, David put on a performance, offering only a pale reaction. Regardless, Shanti's injuries tell the truth, yet David remains unshaken. But deep down, he knows he's in for a long night. His only challenge now is maintaining the act long enough to outsmart the detectives.
Did you two argue?
No, absolutely not.
Did you fight?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Did you harm Shanti in any way?
Absolutely not.
Did you choke her?
Absolutely not.
Did you strangle her?
Without question, no.
Did you beat her?
No.
Did you hit her with anything?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Do you have injuries
I do not.
anywhere? Did they photograph you, I assume?
They did.
Okay. Do you know if they photographed your chest or with or without clothes? Or both?
They photographed with clothes.
Do you have any injuries that, in my mind as an investigator, what I would consider someone fighting for their life?
No.
Someone trying to harm you to save their own life?
Absolutely not.
Would you mind showing me your chest and back?
Sure.
I don't need to see anything else, just your
Sure.
chest, back, and arms.
Sure.
That's plenty. Don't go any
Sorry,
further.
I'm sorry.
Don't go any further. I don't know if you have pants on or not. Okay. You just pull it back for me.
Okay.
Okay. And you can take them all the way off your shoulders. Were you scratched in this process? Were you scratched at all?
No, not today.
Not today? Has she scratched you in the past?
She has never scratched me.
She's never scratched you. What do you mean not today?
David realizes he's just let slip an important detail and is aware that the detectives might have caught the inconsistency. He's about to begin scrambling to cover his tracks.
He scratched in the process.
In the process of anything that happened between the two of you, were you scratched?
Absolutely not.
Okay. She hasn't scratched you in the past. That's what you're saying.
Correct.
She's never scratched you. I didn't know
Correct.
what you meant by that. Okay. So I'm just gonna walk around.
Sure.
Okay. Let me see that. Can you lean forward for me?
Sure.
What am I seeing on your sores?
So I have some type of food allergy. We're not exactly sure what
It's a food allergy. Wow.
it
Okay.
is, but I do have allergic reactions. They're kind of
Are these
ulcerative
These are
rupture.
bites? Not. I mean, from like an insect or an animal or.
So the large one is just an ulcer. It's like a rupture. It has a
Here? Okay.
that one.
Uh-huh.
And it's been there for a couple of weeks.
Okay. And what's that from?
That is from some type of detoxification or allergic reaction. We're not entirely sure.
Okay.
It was swollen beyond that, and it's just been slowly draining.
Okay. Can you just lay your arm like flat? Like
Sure.
straight down. I just
Sure.
want to see back here. And lean forward for me so I can get some light. Thank you. Okay. Did anyone touch you here today?
No,
Grab you?
no,
Here in this area? Did she grab your arm?
no.
Can you scoot your chair over just to the right, just a bit, just like lift it up?
Sure, sure.
Come this way. Yeah.
Sure.
There's just too much shadow. And then just drop your arm for me. Thank you. Can you drop your head just a tad? Okay. All right, you can relax in your head. Okay, and then just hold your arms straight out in front of you. Perfect. I know this is probably, someone's already done this, but I hadn't, so. Okay.
Despite their best efforts, the seasoned detectives are left with nothing but a series of denials from David. Yet in a new tactic to gain their trust, David begins revealing details about Shanti's belongings. in a desperate attempt to downplay his part, he soon opens an argument, suggesting that her death might have been the result of a possible robbery.
Would you mind taking a polygraph and proving that to us?
Absolutely.
Okay. Would that be a possibility?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Where's your wedding ring?
Mine?
Mm-hmm.
It's right here.
And why is it on that hand? I'm curious.
After we both scaled back, we both lost a significant amount of weight, and in the pool, it will slip off of this.
In the pool, it slips off your finger?
I mean, completely off the finger, yeah.
Mm.
It's barely on this one.
Wow.
So
you
either I need to resize, or I need to
gain weight.
Gain a couple pounds back to get to where I was when I originally got it. But
I didn't know if that was your wedding ring or not, because it was on the hand.
It is, and I never take it off.
It's just loose. Okay. And what does she wear?
She has the wedding band that we...
She has a wedding band on her left hand?
Correct.
Does she have any other jewelry on that you remember?
Earrings.
She had earrings? What did they look like?
Diamonds. Sparkly, small. Studs.
Small studs? Does she wear a necklace?
Not very often. Not since the surgery. She's been wearing almost nothing other than her ring. She lost a diamond clip out of her ring. We got it replaced 5-6 weeks ago, something like that.
So today she had on her wedding ring. Is it a diamond and a band? Is it 2 rings? Or
Correct. 2.
Okay. So she's got 2 rings on her left hand. She's got her stud diamond earrings and any other jewelry?
I don't think so.
Okay. Where is her purse in the home?
It's the white and black striped. It's a large bag. It's on the entertainment center towards the stairs. So it's the first thing you see.
Okay.
About knee level. The first shelf.
I'm going to take you. Do you have questions before we break?
You mentioned that she separated and divorced James due to an affair, right? Was that affair with you?
No. It was before we... It was well before we met, and it was while they were still together, living in... It's not Alouetche, but it's close to Alouetche County, Petaluma.
Did she ever tell you anything more about that affair?
She did. She came completely clean about it. She just felt like she wasn't
she said who it was with?
Valued at home, and it was a colleague, somebody that she
worked with.
David is willing to take a polygraph test, appearing cooperative in an effort to reduce suspicion. However, beneath this facade of cooperation, he's strategically concealing many secrets. Moreover, when the detectives conducted the initial search, they failed to find Shanti's $1,500 wedding ring in her hand. David suggested it might have been lost during a possible robbery. However, by the end of the investigation, the detectives will make a shocking discovery, one that ultimately circles back to the very same ring. After leaving David alone for 2 hours in the interrogation room, the detectives return with a new strategy. The atmosphere in the room takes a dramatic shift as Detective Barbara Sharp takes charge, bringing a fierceness David wasn't expecting.
The chain of events today I find to be unusual as far as, primarily with what you've said and the contradictions in what you've said, as far as the water was trickling to then explaining that the water, it can't trickle. It's either all the way on or it's all the way off. There's no adjustment in the speed of the water coming out of the faucet. That was a direct contradiction that you made in your statement. The different versions of how she was in the tub, there's been 3 or 4 different accounts of how she was found. to how she was moved from the tub through the bathroom into the living room or the primary living area. There's been several different versions of that from what I take from listening to you earlier.
I've added more detail, but I don't think that anything, and I'm not trying to, obviously not in a position to argue, but I thought every time you described what I saw, it was the same.
And then the primary thing is the fact that the injuries that this woman, sustained, that I saw on her, absolutely 100%, in my opinion, not possible from a slip and a fall in a bathtub.
You got to explain that, David.
You've said a lot. Can I have a chance to?
Yeah, absolutely. This is not a one-way conversation.
Okay. So let's just start.
Start with the injuries, because that's our biggest concern. Is how do you explain this woman's head being swollen, her eyes being black and swollen, lacerations on her face where the blood has dried this way, yet she's in a tub supposedly full with water, clumps of hair missing from the back of her head.
Missing?
David's shocking reaction is as real as his crocodile tears were. This only infuriates Detective Barbara even further. The charge shifts to Detective Teresa Sprague, who applies tactics she's picked up over the years while working on domestic violence cases. A lot of grilling and specific techniques from the Reed method await David on the other side of the interrogation.
David, you're going to get one shot at telling the truth. And you're really, really making this difficult on us. And it's not going to go well for you. You're going to get one shot to tell the truth. And it's right now. Okay? It's right now. You've got to tell us what happened between the two of you. This is not looking good for you. Her injuries are way too severe.
I don't have any explanation for her, the severity of her injuries. I don't have any explanation, and that is also the part of this that frightens me the most. I don't have an explanation for it. I can dig. There's nothing I can do to explain that without making something up, which is not the right thing to do.
For you to see the significance of her injuries up close and personal like you did, and come up with this cockamamie theory that she fell and hit her head, is just baffling to me that you thought we would believe that.
It's just baffling. I don't know what happened.
That you had a significant amount of time to come up with something, but to think that we would buy that she slipped and fell in the tub and hit her head, and you saw how significant those injuries were. You saw it up close and personal. You saw the swelling on her face. You described how the severity of her eye, the cuts to her face. To think that we would think that she slipped and hit her head and had a significant eye injury like she does. Both eyes.
Both eyes?
Both eyes. Do you know how those injuries occur to the eyes like that?
No.
You strangled her. And that's what the medical examiner is going to tell us. Because I've already spoken to the investigator. Crime scene folks, investigators were already there. I just got the phone with the medical examiner investigator.
David, she Detective, something you should know. There's nobody better at domestic violence than this detective right here. She knows what she's talking about. She's seen enough of it in her 20 years that you need to say what happened today. What did she do that made you so mad? Nothing. You just strangled her for no reason?
You're not a cold-blooded killer, David. That didn't happen. You're not a cold-blooded killer. You're not a cold-blooded killer.
She didn't do anything.
You guys are practically newlyweds. Okay? Something pissed you off. Something she said, something she did. Maybe you guys were breaking up, but you haven't been married long enough to sleep in separate beds. Something's going on between the two of you.
We're not sleeping in separate beds.
You're sleeping in separate parts of the house. You're sleeping in different buildings.
Yeah. You're not even on there's a giant couch.
I'm sleeping downstairs. And I have slept there.
But that's not what you've said. But you've said that you sleep downstairs. You go down there when the TV is off. You let her spend more time with her son.
They're asleep. What I said is when they go to sleep.
In a shocking twist, it was later revealed that Shanti had been the one paying for the house renovations, yet her name was nowhere to be found on the trust that owned the property. Only David and his mother were listed. This wasn't the first time David had deceived Shanti. Their entire marriage was built on lies. He claimed to be a millionaire, yet in reality, he was struggling to afford even the house renovations. Psychologically, this pattern of deception points to deep insecurities and a compulsive need to maintain a false image. David's lies weren't just about money. They were about control, manipulation, and preserving an illusion that kept Shanti emotionally invested and unaware of the truth for a long time. However, another probable motive behind the murder is about to unravel.
Do either one of you have life insurance?
We both do.
You both do? Who's it through?
We purchased them through Patrick McCarty, who represents.
You spell McCarty?
Yeah, MCARTY.
And he works for who?
AXA, AXA Investments.
Is he local?
He is local, and
Is his number in your phone?
yes.
When did you get
I got November
Of what year?
last year
2017? And when did you all get married?
in February 2017.
2017. When you say I got mine, you mean on yourself?
Yeah,
How much?
$1 million.
$1 million? And when did Shanti get hers?
She's had hers for quite a while. I don't know when she got it.
Before
She
the
had
marriage?
it before. I'm not going. She had it during her first time.
And what is her policy with?
Same.
Which is? Which is? How much?
I think hers is $250.
I thought you said same. I missed it.
I thought you said who is it through, and I meant it's through the same person.
Through Patrick McCarty?
Correct.
Did she have you call him because she already had a policy with him?
He's her advisor, and so as long as we've been together, he's been trying to get more business from me.
So you have $1 million on yourself?
Correct.
And how much was her policy worth?
I think it was worth $250.
$250,000. And she's had hers since she was married to her ex?
They got theirs together. She kept hers on Jim.
She what?
She has a policy on Jim.
On Jim?
So she owns that policy. So
How much is that worth?
I don't know.
Who's the beneficiary on her policy?
I,
You are? Not her son?
well,
Since she had the policy while she was married to Jim, when did she change the beneficiary to you?
sometime after we got married.
You know when?
I could trace it back where we went down there together. We went down to his office together to change it.
After you were married?
I believe so.
So
Because her
sometime
name-
between...
because her name, I believe she had changed her name at that point. So I think it was sometime between when we got married in February, and I think some of her name change stuff came through maybe 6 weeks or 8 weeks after that. Driver's license and that kind of thing.
So when did you go down and meet with Patrick in order to change the beneficiary, the two of you?
I don't know exactly. I'm saying it was, if I had to guess, I would say it was around 2 months after. So it would be April.
Of last year?
Mm-hmm.
So it was several months before you got a policy through him.
Correct.
6 or 7 months before you got the policy for $1 million. Who's the beneficiary on yours?
She is.
Any other policies? Or just those two?
Just those.
Through any other companies? No?
David realizes that the detectives are onto his lies, yet he still chooses not to break. But this confrontation is far from over. The detectives are about to shift from a friendly rapport to an aggressive approach, one that will only heighten his anxiety. The question lingers, will David edge closer to a confession, letting his mask slip, or will he withstand the pressure and refuse to crack?
This BS about 3 o'clock in Tubbs, and it's crap. It's crap. You know it's crap. It's a crappy story. Yeah, you don't know what happened when you were gone. I get it. But you know what happened when you were there, and that's what counts. Don't make it worse on yourself. You have to carry on. You still have your whole life to live. You still have your whole life. Where do you want it to go? How do you want it to proceed? You can't change the facts from today. You can't. The only thing you can do is improve on them, and that's by telling the truth. I know it seems like crazy, like holy. If I tell them what happened today, it's not going to be great. Who wants to admit that something happened and somebody died? Nobody wants to do that. I get it. But maintaining this crappy story is going to make it look like you don't give a crap about your dead wife. Think about where you want to be in the future. You still have a future. Now's your opportunity to make it the best it can be.
Do you want to elaborate on that? Do you mean this to future?
You still have a future. You still have a life to live. You're still breathing. You're a young man. You still have the rest of your life to live. I can't tell you what's going to happen to you. I don't know, because you're not telling the truth. I can tell you that she's a lead detective in this. And if you maintain this BS, she has one choice to go with.
The narrative I choose to write, based on the facts that we know,
Right.
whether it's true or not.
But it's what we have.
You don't want me to surmise what happened, do you? Just based on evidence, testimony? You want me to tell your truth, or do you want to tell your truth? Because if I tell your truth, it's probably going to be first degree, premeditated, and I'll make you probably look like I am. I don't think that's fair, but you're not leaving me a lot of choice. Okay?
And then what happened?
You face the music.
Which is?
You face the music. You face a jury of your peers. You gotta understand, we're in control of the narrative here. You and I and Detective McCullen are in control of the narrative here. We're gonna know the truth when we hear it. David, we've been doing this a really long time. Okay? We're gonna know the truth when we hear it. It's gonna match what we already know.
David stood still, quietly listening to the barrage of allegations. Where most criminals crack under pressure and confess out of fear, he remained unfazed. Only a psychopath could stay silent in a situation like this, and he was certainly no less than that. He'd been silent for too long, and the detectives had grown tired of it. Now they were making one of their final moves, attempting to provoke him into a confession.
Because there's no more arguments over the house. You have complete creative control. You get the TV show. You get the $250,000. You get it all.
I don't get anything.
And you get to sleep where you want to sleep. You don't have to sleep in the garage with the
Are
dogs.
you kidding? I don't get anything.
You don't have to deal with her son.
How do you not?
The house is in a trust in your name. You never even filled out the notary paperwork to get her name on it. It's in your name. You understand, you get everything. You don't have to put up with her. You don't have to listen to it anymore. You don't have to sleep in the garage with the dogs anymore.
On a couch.
On a couch. You don't have to deal with it. She's finally out of your life. Just like you wanted.
Your Lexus back.
Get your car back. You don't have to listen to it. You don't have to listen to her telling you how she's working her ass off and you're not doing it.
You can clean the pool when you want. Not mow the grass.
For 3 years she's been about it. You know what Jackson said? If Dave would just listen to me, that's what his mom says. If Dave would just listen to me, this would get done. He even mimics her when she says your name. And he does it perfectly, just like Shanti did it. If he just listened to me. But you don't listen. Apparently. She rules the roost. She's a pain in the ass. She wants it done her way.
She wants flat ceilings and flat floors.
Okay? She probably set the bill back by God knows how many months. Because she didn't listen to you.
About having to live in one room for 18 months.
She about it. Her son told us she about it. His father told us she about it. And she blames you. She has blamed you the entire time. And after 2 or 3 years of hearing her, or 2 years or a year and a half, however long you've been in that house, of hearing her complain every effing day about that house, and blaming you, belittling you, forcing you to sleep with the dogs in the garage.
Talk about being in the doghouse.
Treating you like treating you like the hired help. Take out the trash, clean the pool. She treats you like a landscaper, like the pool boy. She doesn't treat you equal. Probably because she's bringing in the money.
Or is it something else?
And when we're done talking to her friends, and going through her phone, and talking to her family, and they tell us all about your relationship.
And video.
And we prove your story is full of holes. And we prove when she died. And we prove where you were. Because honestly, after today, you've had ample opportunity, David. Ample opportunity to tell us the truth. Okay? No one's going to accuse us of not giving you ample opportunity to tell the truth. Because you've had it. You've had a lot of it. So we're just going to prove you're full of and solve this case. And I'm glad you think that's funny. I'm glad you think that's funny. Glad you think that's funny. Okay. Because every time you smirk and smile, okay, that's going to be seen as well.
And what do you think? What happened?
One last emotional approach is about to be made by Detective Barbara Sharp. The detectives will soon find out whether he cracks or crafts another story to cover his dark plans. Even though the detectives have almost covered all possibilities behind the murder, one motive remains uncovered, until the investigation concludes, leaving everyone shocked.
He's motherless. Motherless. He's 8.
The detectives left the room without obtaining a confession, and David was free to go.
By all means, take a nap while your life's hanging in the balance.
But as David enjoyed his freedom, the detectives were digging for dark truths hidden behind his lies. The investigation took a dramatic turn as it progressed. After 4 months, chilling discoveries about David came to light, revealing aspects of his life that could have impacted his relationship with Shanti. David was seen engaging in intimate activities with men at Club Orlando, a same-gendered bathhouse. However, it's unclear whether Shanti was aware of this. Additionally, the ring that had been missing from Shanti's finger was found in his possession. His ex-wife accused him of poisoning her, and it was alleged that he'd been doing the same to Shanti. As the detectives gathered enough evidence against him, he was arrested at his mother's house on August 29, 2018. On October 18, 2023, a 9th Judicial Circuit Court of Florida jury found David Tronis guilty of first-degree murder for the killing of his wife, Shanti Cooper Tronis, and sentenced him to life in prison without the possibility of parole. As we conclude this case, we're left with anger and heartache. Shanti, a caring mother already enduring the strain of a difficult divorce, placed her trust in a man she believed would protect her, only to have him take her life. What do you think was the conclusive motive behind Shanti's murder? Was it David's greed for money, his obsession with appearing on the reality TV show, or was it a desperate move to hide his intimate indulgence with men?